Shivaya, Om Namah 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 Shivaya. My dear friends, Lord Shiva is the master of ash therapy. I have been seeing Lord Shiva ever since my childhood. Ashes are pasted on his form. His blonde hair rests coiled on top of his head, brilliant forehead, and lo, 3 lines of ashes are there too. Why these ashes, my dear? Ash is the symbol of burning away of the worldly ambitions, wild ambitions, not holy ambitions, wild, worldly ambitions, expectations, accomplishments, and desires that binds. That is symbol of burning all these. I was explained in my childhood. Since Shiva is the embodiment of pure consciousness, Turiya of deep meditation, he can be visible only by transcending all of these. But look at Lord Shiva's miracle of two-sided reward. If you are able to make ashes out of your life's desires, you attain Lord Shiva. If you return and make ashes in the world, it heals innumerable diseases. There is an entire collection of subjects under ash therapy in Ayurveda. Silver, gold, gems, and other metals dissolved to ashes are very costly and require careful prescription, but can work wonders. That they do billion-dollar job. There are hundreds of plants, leaves, flowers, fruits, and roots that heal miraculously as well. Ever since my childhood, I have been seeing saints and sages and devotees who pasted ashes all over their bodies or on over certain areas. And I had to inquire why ashes. In Kumbh Mela, in the Mela, in Varanasi, in different holy places, you will find many sadhus and sages with matted hairs and ashes pasted all the body. These ashes were made out of burning dried cakes of cow dung, holy cow dung, okay? It is very disrespectful to consider cow dung as any other dung. When they are offered in worship, their power becomes more spiritual, okay? But even chemically, they heal many skin diseases. When they are pasted on the forehead, they bring about peace of mind, clarity of thought, relief of headache, and other head illnesses. When they are pasted all over the body, they bring relief from even unbearable sexual desires. The ashes prepared by burning dried fig trees or even garbanzo beans mixed with coconut oil and applied to wounds and injuries help to heal them amazingly faster. For details, my dear friends, you can visit a university, Deva Sanskriti University in Haridwar, in Shanti Kunj, near Shanti Kunj. They have a special department of this subject. The ashes of turmeric or bilwa leaves mixed with 1 or 2 grams of water heals asthma and coughing. Frying a ripened bilwa fruit, placing it in a jar of water and drinking the water from the pot throughout the day enhances memory and cools the brain. Red or yellow Karnikara leaf ashes mixed in coconut oil helps elevate itching and rashes and boils and other skin irritations. Such are a few of the vast wondrous secrets hidden in the grace of the master of ash therapy, Lord Shiva. Now, my dear friends, I am introducing you a holy tradition of Lord Shiva. Sutaji, the greatest orator of Shiva Purana, Shiva's Chronicles, says to 80,000 Shaunakas in his discourse that the message of ShivaGita was handed over to Sri Ram in the forest of Panchavati about 1 million years ago. Prince Skanda learned it. He then taught it to Sanat Kumar, and he gave it to Sage Vyasa, warning him not to preach it a lot. Why, sir? He questioned. Because the angels become very attracted to such a person. Consequently, possible problems arise. Why? Such people do a great job. Why problems? Throughout the understanding of ShivaGita, one starts heading towards enlightenment too fast. He becomes illustrious and becomes unbearable even to the angels. They feel small before such a person and jealous too. Therefore, with the understanding of ShivaGita, perform punyas in abundance. Okay? Let devotion to Lord Shiva grow in leaps and bounds. Then all obstacles will be warded off, and you will speed ahead fast. Therefore, our intention is not to preach it a lot. Do not ask questions on it. Just read it and take care of yourself. But you are welcome to ask on other subjects of our 67 publications. There are publications on Srimad Bhagavad Gita also, including Song of Enlightenment, Entombment Gita, the Divine Concerto, Yogic and Psychological Commentary on Gita, and Bliss Enlightenment, and Rama Gita, and Hanuman Gita, and Radha Gita, and Sita Gita. Ask on them only. Okay, my dear friends, ready for an introduction of ShivaGita? Okay. Was the youngest son of a wise man. His age was 1,000 years. He was ever young, handsome, delicate, and a knower of the past, present, and future. Fascinated by his extemporaneous, extensive variety of historical narrations, Sri Sutaji asked for the secret behind his evergreen youth and astounding knowledge. So Vatsa replied, ever since I glanced at a maiden, Mrigavati, I fell in love with her madly. All the thoughts and feelings of my life began streaming towards her. Neck-deep love, I was sunk in like a river at flood. I loved her so madly that nothing in my life made me forget her even for a single minute. Fortunately, her father approved of our marriage. We made a sweet new home and began living together. Every day was a honeysuckle day and every night a honeymoon night. One day we were racing around the green grass carpeted grove in the bank of my favorite river when she stepped on a hood of a cobra. The cobra bit her and she instantly died. My tormentation had no limit. I wept and wept and wept. When she was cremated, I ran into the fire. My family and friends held me fast and carried me back home. Day in and day out I cried. My tears never stopped. My sighs and sobs became endless. The wise men of our community scolded me for such a blind attachment, but I could not drop my love. My friends maintained surveillance on me day and night. At last I developed a great rage for the entire serpent species, entire cobra race, and wandered around the world with a heavy staff on my shoulder, killing snakes wherever I saw them. Thus I killed thousands of them. One morning I saw an old cobra near a pond. I picked up my staff. He shouted, "Please don't kill me, I am old. I have not done any offense. I just sit here silently." But I dashed the rod on his head anyway, and then, to my utter surprise, an illustrious great holy man appeared, materialized there. "Holy sire, please pardon me for my killer attack. Could you tell me who are you and why you assumed this dirty body of a serpent? Was it a curse of some mighty sage or just your play?" And he said, "I was a citizen of Chamatkarpur city. I was powerful and prosperous, but an entertainment-thirsty, restless youth as I was. There was a huge temple of Lord Shiva in the center of the city. Its name was Siddheshwar Mahadev Temple. One day, a great festival was being celebrated there. Thousands of people were assembled. Music echoed far and wide. Discourses were going on, and worships were in session. Donations were being offered. Innumerable devotees had come from far and wide for that day. I was young, restless, and wicked, and similar friends had joined me. I wanted some commotion and suspense, some surprise. I looked here and there. I saw a water snake. I picked it up by its tail. I knew it has no poison. I picked it by its tail and hurled and threw it on the crowd. A great panic arose. People ran helter-skelter. But Suprabha, a great Shiva yogi, remained seated. He was absorbed in the trance of his deep meditation. He was seeing Lord Shiva in the lotus pericarp of his heart. He was thrilled. Tears of devotion flew from his eyes. He did not know what was happening outside. The snake crawled and wrapped himself around Suprabha's body and readied himself to bite. But right then, Srivardhan, one of his best disciples, came running. He saw the fatal condition of his guru. He made the snake motionless by his willpower. Then his eyes turned red, his lips fluttered, his face was adorned with tears of intense rage, and he pronounced a terrible curse. If I have truly meditated, if I have served my master with a pure heart, if I love Lord Shiva, if I love Lord Shiva with all my being, then let that scoundrel who did this to my master be turned into a heinous snake, heinous serpent. Instantly, as if something fell on my head, I reeled and I fell down on the ground. I turned into a horrible snake. Soon the sage came out of his deep meditation. He looked around to the sacred scared crowd, and his disciple and all enraged. His body was still in the grip of the snake, and a second snake was lying right there. He understood everything. He said, looking compassionately, Dear Srivardhan, forgiveness is a far greater tapas. Forgiveness is a far greater austerity. It is the great balance. All siddhis or supernatural powers automatically come with its maturity. There is no weapon more supersonic than the width of heart, larger than anybody's offense, regardless of its severity. Dear disciple, even to a sinner, one should not cast a sinful look or bring a sinful thought. What is special in showing gentlemanliness towards your own kind of people? One who is steady and patient in his gentlemanliness, even towards offenders, his gentlemanliness has some guts, some stamina, some strength, some power in his bicep. He has developed some spiritual muscles. He is a man who can chant Shiva's holy name and instantly Lord Shiva materializes. Sage Suprabha explained his disciple, and the all crowd listened him attentively with rapt attention. I am sorry, Master. I can understand your point, but knowingly or unknowingly, even in fun or wedding, never has my word ever turned false. Then what to speak of my forcefully spoken word? My word can dry the ocean, dustify the mountain, change the course of sun and the moon. What to speak of this spoiled kid? He was just a trash, but what can I do now? Sage Suprabha saw the limit of his disciple and turned towards me and said, Dear flower of Lord Shiva's garden, I am so sorry for this turn of events shaped in utter misfortune for you. Now you have to wait to be free. And I said, My Lord, I am stupid, I am idiot. I risked my whole life for just a cheap thrill of panicking people. I am hopelessly helpless. Please help me, help me. My body is turning into snake, into a serpent, hideous species. Please tell me, how long do I have to wait? I begged the master piteously. And he said, if you chant Om Namah Shivaya, if you chant Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, just 10 times, all the sins committed that day are wiped out. Then you whisper for 20 times, 1 year long sins are finished, disturbing the sacred joy. Disturbing the sacred joy of someone's Shiva consciousness is indeed a terrible sin, but dancing, singing in ecstasy of Shiva's love in a Shiva temple too is an immense meritorious action. But being a snake, you are disqualified to do it. All I can do for you is to bless you that you will be eligible to chant the holy Shiva mantra even in this reptile species. After some time, Vatsa Muni will come. Hid by his rod, you will be free from this species. He explained me and blessed me. Since then, O sage, I have been chanting and meditating on the blissful form of Lord Shiva. It is by your mercy that I am free today. Look, all of my sins have been wiped out. Lord Bholenath has sent this aerial car to take me to him, to his abode. I am going. Thank you for coming. Tell me what service can I do for you. Please tell me a way that I will never suffer from any enemy, disease, poverty, or old age, I said. Sage, drop this violence and succumb to the soothing patronage of the holy name of Lord Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya mantra echoing with triumph over all is the source of all great healing, empowerment and life evolving methods. Sir, I will chant it, but why non-violence? After all, kings are expected to go hunting, physicians prescribe meat preparations for health purposes, and so many things. This is a false rumor propagated under cover of various rational means by crooked, flesh-greedy, lower consciousness programmed people. The sin of committing homicide against any animal goes not only to the butcher who kills it, but also to the one who approves of it, the one who divides the corpse into pieces, the buyer, the cook, the server, and the eater. All these seven lose the clarity of their mind, their vision, their perspective is messy. They may be great intelligent, great orator, lecturer, writer, author, but they will be as complicated, as frustrated and confused in spiritual matters as anything you can imagine. Their hearts become clogged to perceive the delicacies of loving somebody from all the depths of their heart. So set your perspective right. One kind and merciful person is greater than 100-year-long meditators who are more meat-eaters, violent and rude. Therefore, be kind and avoid all sorts of mean-spiritedness, okay? Chant the holy name of Lord Shivam. But many eat-eaters, the question was asked, but many meat-eaters are more civilized and bright and successful than non-meat-eating people. And answer came, just like a person who has bad breath never knows he has any problem. A jealous person, a jealous lady, a crooked man, a vulgar man also never feels he has anything bad about him. Garlic and onion eating men and women stink, but only to those who are free from these mishaps. Likewise, one has to be a very, very high quality of non-violence to recognize the rudeness hiding behind the very civilized gestures and movements of seemingly civilized ladies and gents. Now I have to go, he requested. Then he sat in the dazzling, multicolored aerial car which took off swimming in the sky, carrying him far beyond all the planets to regions unknown. I repented for my violent life. I cried. I vowed to be non-violent and received initiation into Shiva consciousness. I continued chanting 8,000 mantras every day. Now, almost 1,000 years have passed and I am still as fresh as I was when I spent my so-called diamond days with my wife Mrigavati. My face, my limbs and my mind are more delicate, fragile and handsome than ever before. In Shiva consciousness I enjoy so very much that all my former honeysuckle days feel like leaking drops of honey fallen on the sand. Oh, the bliss of Shiva experience is oceanic and eternal. In its gifts and rewards too are unsurpassable. See, I can travel through the space without any instruments. And saying thus, Vatsamuni levitated in the front of Sutaji, rose above in the space and flew away like a bird towards the distant stars. Wow, what's so fantastic, that's so fantastic, so wonderful, said Sutaji, and his life was transformed.